Hello, scholars. Today we are going to be going over how to fill out the note catcher for the sentence types, guided notes, and examples note catcher. So basically, this is very similar to the one that you filled out last week, except instead of punctuation, this time we're going to be talking about types of sentences. So as you'll see, just like last time, we have a list of all the different rules here for types of sentences. We have pictures that tell us what the, I guess what the punctuation looks like for these types of sentences. And then we have some examples uh, here by Miss Anderson. And then this last column over here, this purple stuff, this is what you have to fill in for yourselves, right? So you have to fill out your own example. So let's start with the first type of sentence. This is a declarative sentence. A declarative sentence makes statements, describes things and people, and also expresses feelings and opinions. These types of sentences end with a period. So a declarative sentence it's like when you declare something. It's when you state the way that something is, and doesn't always have to be a fact, but right, it's stated as a declaration. It's declared. Um, and so this picture here is of someone holding up a little period sign because declarative sentences always end with periods. So the example put here by Miss Anderson is, my sister is a freshman in college. So this is a statement about something that is true, or maybe false, but it's a statement about something that is, right? So we end this type of sentence with a period. The next type, I think there's a few different ways to pronounce this, but interrogative sentences, or some might say interrogative sentences. These types of questions ask, or so these types of sentences ask questions, and they end with question marks. They can begin with words like do, why, what, how, when, did, where. Right, so interrogative sentences are just questions, basically. So this is when, if you think of the word interrogate, right, to interrogate somebody means to sort of find out information from them by usually by asking questions. So these types of sentences always end with a question mark, and one example of such sentence is right here. How do you play the Nintendo Switch? So that's a question you could ask somebody. It's also a type of interrogative sentence. The next example is an exclamatory sentence. So these are the kinds of sentences that end with exclamation marks. So they excitedly express emotion. They end with exclamation points, right? So you can see the person holding up the exclamation point right here. So these are sort of similar to declarative sentences, but they're usually said really excitedly, right? So if I'm really excited, I'll say an exclamatory sentence. I just purchased the PlayStation 5. It's an example of an exclamatory sentence, right? Because it ends with an exclamation mark and it's really exciting. And then the last example that we have here is the imperative sentence. These are sentences that express a command, instruction, or a request. They have a full stop, period, at the end, but could also have an exclamation mark in case of forceful demands. So imperative sentences are when you're telling someone or something what to do, right? So if you command something and you tell them what you do, or tell them what to do, you have an imperative sentence. You can see that this kind of sentence can end with an exclamation mark or a period. So a couple examples of these include, you should study hard, or you should get to work. And so these are like commands that are made at somebody, right? And they can even be a little bit shorter. Like just saying "get to work" would also be an imperative sentence because you're telling somebody what to do. And so for all these examples here, remember to fill out your own examples in the purple column of each type of sentence. Put an imperative sentence here where you're telling somebody what to do. Put an exclamatory sentence here where you're saying something excitedly. Put an interrogative sentence right here where you ask a question. and then put in a sentence here, a declarative sentence that tells us the state of something. Right? It makes a statement that describes things or people and also expresses feelings and opinions. Good luck with the rest of this. Feel free to reach out to Ms. Anderson, Foster, or Mr. K with any questions that you have. Thanks.